I remember Ka Pepe Diokno most vividly when he appeared as my lawyer when I was brought together with fellow political prisoners before the military tribunal in December 1974. I remember telling him, Ka Pepe, you don't have to defend me because I really am guilty. I fought this dictator and I want it removed from power. Just put me on this podium and let me just testify about my beliefs, for the record. And he had a half smile saying, Red, you might be a good theologian, but you are not a lawyer. Let me argue. Because he says, it's one thing to know what you actually did, but by the rules of the court, truth is what can be proven by legally admissible evidence. So he says, Your Honor, was he arrested on the basis of warrant? None. Was the testimony against him acquired under torture? Yes. Were supposed subversive documents captured with a search warrant? No. I told afterwards, Ka Pepe, when you started arguing, I was sure I was guilty. Now, I'm not so sure. In fact, I told him, is there such a thing that I am politically guilty but legally innocent? But of course, over time, he was really frustrated because no matter how well he argued, he says, oh, they're bent on condemning you anyway. But he says, we must never give up. For the record, during these difficult times, we must never yield without a fight. And I think that was the spirit of Ka Pepe Diokno, to use the law, no matter how it is misused by others, hoping that in some future better time, those who fought with all the instruments available can, for the record, establish our innocence. The other lesson I learned from him was his quip that cowardice, people are afraid, can be contagious. But he says, in the same manner, courage can be contagious. So it's just a matter, do you want to be the one infecting others with your cowardice or your courage, or you want to be infected by them? And I think Pepe Diokno, through all the dark times, through all the difficult times, established himself as a source of courage and conviction, not just in terms of the law and human rights, but for social justice and nationalism. But before martial law, my last memory of Ka Pepe Diokno was precisely on September 21, 1972. Martial law was already signed but not yet promulgated, and he led the movement of concerned citizens for civil liberties in a big protest rally that marched up to Plaza Miranda. And he was a speaker, I was a speaker, where one of our theme was not just to warn against the impending authoritarian plans of the government, but to say those of us who have voices, who have the courage to speak out, must speak out for those who do not have a voice, who do not have the kind of energy and space. And I think that is the spirit of Ka Pepe Diokno. Use what you can, use what you have, no matter how difficult the situation and the struggle. I really look at Ka Pepe Diokno as a proof that the Filipino nation will come up with outstanding national leaders. And in many ways, we look at him as one of the best, if not the best president we never had. So, maraming salamat, Ka Pepe Diokno. Mabuhay ka.